Hi, we're going to discuss how to evaluate algebraic expression. So an algebraic expression is a mathematical expression that contains one or more variables, and when you're not given a number, that's just some algebraic expression that you have and that's it. But when they do give you a value or values for its variables, you can substitute those values into the expression, follow the order of operations, and then you calculate the numerical answer. So our first example is 3p minus 5 is our expression, and we want to calculate that when p is going to be negative 4. So what we do is we substitute negative 4 for p, because as p is negative 4, right there is p, we're going to make that p negative 4. So 3 times negative 4 minus 5. And then hopefully you mastered the order of operations by now, so you know how to do that. The first thing we do is, that's negative 12, and then minus 5 is negative 17. Okay, so we evaluated that expression for a specific value of p. If I give you a different value of p, you will very well get a different value. Okay, so evaluate means find the value. Okay, we did find the value. Example 2, you have two variables, so then you're expecting to get a number for each one of them, so you can evaluate this. So 3m plus 4n. So let's see, m is negative 1, right? And n is 7. So 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. 4 times 7 is 28. And negative 3 plus 28 is 25. Evaluate 5pq. So that's 5 times p times q. We are given the values. We're substituting them. So 5 times negative 1 times 3. This is just multiplication. We're going to do it left to right. So 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Okay. Moving on. Alright. 6 times parentheses x squared minus y, close parentheses, when x is 2 and y is 6. Well, let's substitute the values first. So 6 times, this is going to be 2 squared minus 6. So we are going to follow the order of operations, of course. So 6 times, and we need to do all the work inside parentheses here. 2 squared is 4 minus 6. So it's 6 times 4 minus 6 is negative 2. And our value is negative 12. Okay. Now I'm going to show you, let's do a little bit more work with exponents. So here we have x squared when x is 3. So it's going to be 3 squared, and it is 9. So what are we getting here? This is negative 3. I want to show you one thing. Sometimes students write this like that. That would not be correct, and I'm going to address it in a minute. You squaring x, right? And x is negative 3. So if you want to square it properly, you do need parentheses here. This is actually why I put parentheses there. I did not mention that on purpose. Okay? Because we need to square negative 3. Negative 3 squared means negative 3 times negative 3. This is also going to give you 9. I want you to notice what I wrote at the bottom. This is what I was just explaining. If you put negative 3 squared like that versus negative 3 in parentheses and then squared, these two values are different. They do not equal each other. So you have to be very, very careful. Let's see what I'm talking about. Okay. So we have this expression, negative 2x squared minus 3x plus 4 when x is 2. Right? So let's substitute that. So it's going to be negative 2 squared minus 3 times 2. I usually like putting those numbers in parentheses just so that students can see what's being squared, what's not. So we're going to have to square here. It's negative and 4 minus 3 times 2 plus 4. I got to do multiplication next. Negative 4 minus 6 plus 4. Negative 4 plus 6 is negative 10, plus 4 is negative 6, and the answer is negative 6. Okay. I do want to clarify one thing here before we go to the next problem. Negative x squared, when it's written like this, it means negative x squared is equivalent to negative 1 times x squared. So if you think about that, this should make more sense, because what you're supposed to do, if you follow the order of operations, you're supposed to square first, then you multiply by negative 1. Okay? So you're not really squaring negative along with x. So same expression, as you can see, but x is negative 2. So I'm going to write it the same way. It's negative times negative 2 squared minus 3 times negative 2 plus 4. Here, negative 2 squared still gives you 4. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, but we do have that negative in front, so that's 4. Minus 3 times negative 2 plus 4. So it's negative 4. We're going to do multiplication first. Next, I should say. Minus 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. And then plus 4. So it's negative 4 plus 6 plus 4, and the answer here is going to be positive 6. Okay. I do want to make one thing clear. This is just a coincidence that I use two values that are opposites of each other, and the outcome is the opposite. It's not the way it's always going to be. Alright, example 9. Evaluate 3 minus 2x cubed when x is negative 1. So we have 3 minus 2 times negative 1 squared, because, cubed, because x is negative 1. So when you're cubing negative 1, that's negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. You are going to get a negative value. So 3 minus 2 times negative 1. Right? Multiply 3, so we're going to write 3 minus, now we're going to multiply 2 by negative 1, that's negative 2. So that's 3 plus 2, and that is 5. Okay. I have some examples with real life problems. So the formula P equals 2L plus 2W allows you to find the perimeter of a rectangle with the given length and the width. So find the perimeter when the length is 4 and the width is 7. So what we're going to do, so we're going to substitute those values into our formula. Okay, and do the math following the order of operations. So 2 times multiplication first, 2 times 4 is 8, plus, I can do this multiplication here too, plus 14, and the answer is 22. Okay. A little more complicated formula also from geometry. A equals 1/2 times h times a plus b allows you to find the area of a trapezoid with the given height h and the bases are a and b. You want to find the area of the trapezoid when h is 4, a is 3, and b is 7. Just like all the other problems, we will substitute the values into the formula first. So 1/2 times the height, that's 4, times a plus b, so it's 3 plus 7. We are following the order of operations, so we need to do parentheses first. So 1/2 times 4 times 3 plus 7 is 10, and now we can do multiplication and multiplication. We can do it at the same time, left to right. So 1/2 times 4 is 2. 2 times 10 is 20. Okay. Now our last example here is the height of a rock thrown in the air can be found using the formula h equals 6 plus 120t minus 16t squared, where t is the number of in seconds. We want to find the height of that rock when t equals 5. So we take our number, substitute that, and then do the math. It should be consistent with how I explained that, so I'll put parentheses there. Okay, so we have exponents here. We'll do that first. Right? Now we have addition, multiplication, subtraction, multiplication. This multiplication, we can actually do them at the same time. So it's going to be 6 plus 120 times 5 is 600. And 16 times 25 is 400, right? Correct. So all we have left now is addition and subtraction. We can do it left to right. So 6 plus 600 is 606 minus 400. That gives us 206. So the height of that rock when t equals 5 is going to be 206. Okay? So I hope this helps.